If you're over 60 and walking is your main form of exercise, I want to start by saying this. Walking is not bad, but if walking is the only thing you're doing, you are leaving the most important benefits on the table. And here's what most people in their 60s are never told. Walking doesn't build muscle. And after 60, losing muscle is the single biggest threat to your independence, your balance, your metabolism, and the length and quality of your life. The 4 exercises I'm going to show you in this video do something walking simply cannot. They rebuild what aging takes away. No gym, no equipment, no experience needed. Just 15 minutes 3 times a week, and the difference within 8 weeks will surprise you. After the age of 30, we naturally start losing muscle mass. After 60, that process accelerates. You can lose 3 to 5% of muscle per decade just by living your life normally. This is called sarcopenia, and it is the hidden driver behind almost everything people blame on just getting old. The stiff joints, the loss of balance, the slower metabolism, the tiredness after simple tasks, the difficulty getting up from a chair, the fear of falling. These are not inevitable. They are largely the result of losing muscle. Now, walking is cardiovascular exercise. It helps your heart, your mood, your circulation. Keep doing it. But walking is not resistance exercise. It does not challenge your muscles enough to maintain or rebuild them. Research from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research is clear. You need resistance, pushing, pulling, or carrying load to stop sarcopenia. The 4 exercises coming up are chosen specifically because they target the muscles most critical for daily life after 60, and they can be done safely at home with 0 equipment. Exercise 1, the sit to stand. This is the single most functional exercise you can do after 60 because it mirrors the movement you use dozens of times a day, getting up from a chair, rising from the toilet, getting out of a car. And it directly trains your quadriceps, glutes, and core, the 3 muscle groups most responsible for preventing falls. Here's how to do it correctly. Sit toward the front edge of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward. Lean forward slightly from your hips, not your back, and drive through your heels to stand up. Pause at the top, then slowly, and this part matters. Slowly lower yourself back down over 3 to 4 seconds. That slow lowering is called the eccentric phase, and it's where most of the muscle building happens. Start with 2 sets of 8. Build to 3 sets of 12 over 2 to 3 weeks. If this feels too easy, hold a small weight or a water bottle. If it feels hard, use your hands on the armrests to assist. A 2019 study published in Age and Aging found that people over 65 who practiced sit to stand 3 times per week had significantly better balance, leg strength, and mobility scores after just 8 weeks compared to a walking-only group. Exercise 2, the wall push-up. Most people over 60 don't do any upper body resistance exercise at all, and this is a major gap because upper body strength determines whether you can carry groceries, push yourself up from the floor if you fall, and maintain the posture that protects your spine. The wall push-up is a beginner-friendly version of the classic push-up that is easy on the joints and safe for almost anyone. Stand about arm's length from a wall. Place your hands flat on the wall at shoulder height, slightly wider than shoulder width. Keeping your body in a straight line, bend your elbows and lower your chest toward the wall. Pause, then push back. The move: 3 seconds down, 1 second pause, 2 seconds back. This slow tempo turns a simple wall push-up into a genuine muscle-building stimulus. Start with 2 sets of 10. As this gets easier, move your feet further from the wall to increase the angle and the challenge. Eventually, you can progress to a countertop push-up and then a knee push-up. Target muscles: chest, shoulders, triceps, and core, all in one movement. Exercise 3, the hip bridge. This one targets your glutes and your lower back, 2 areas that weaken significantly after 60 and are directly responsible for lower back pain, poor posture, and instability when walking. Most people have underactive glutes, even people who walk regularly. Walking activates the glutes, but not enough to maintain their strength over decades. Here's how to do it. Lie on your back on a comfortable surface, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Arms are relaxed at your sides. Press through your heels and lift your hips off the floor until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top and hold for 2 full seconds, then lower slowly, 3 to 4 seconds, back down. 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. For an added challenge, try the single leg hip bridge. One foot stays flat, the other leg extends straight. This significantly increases the demand on your glute and challenges your balance simultaneously. If you have lower back pain and walking aggravates it, this exercise is often one of the most effective rehabilitative moves a physiotherapist would prescribe. Exercise 4, the standing heel raise. This one looks almost too simple. Most people dismiss it. And that is a mistake. Your calf muscles are your body's second heart. They pump blood back up your legs with every step. Strong calves mean better circulation, less swelling in the lower legs, and dramatically better balance. Balance depends on your ankle and calf strength more than most people realize. Falls in people over 60 are frequently caused not by weak knees or hips, but by an inability to make rapid corrections at the ankle when balance is disturbed. Here's how. Stand behind a sturdy chair or kitchen counter, holding lightly for balance. Rise up on both toes as high as you can. Hold at the top for 1 second. Then lower slowly, 3 to 4 seconds, all the way down. Let your heels go slightly below the edge of a step if you have access to one. This increases the range of motion and the benefit. 3 sets of 15 to 20. For an immediate balance challenge, try single leg heel raises. 1 foot lifted slightly off the floor, rise and lower on the standing leg only. A 2020 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that targeted calf and ankle strengthening reduced fall risk in adults over 65 by up to 37%. Here's how to put this into a simple weekly routine. 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday works well. Do all 4 exercises in a circuit. Sit to stand, 3 sets of 10, wall push-up, 3 sets of 10, hip bridge, 3 sets of 12, heel raise, 3 sets of 15. Rest 45 to 60 seconds between sets. The whole session takes 15 to 20 minutes. On the other days, walk. Now your walks have a partner. The resistance training rebuilds your muscle and improves your balance. The walking supports your heart and your mood. Together, they're far more powerful than either one alone. Week 1 and 2, focus on form, move slowly, don't rush the reps. Week 3 and 4, add 1 more set to each exercise. Week 6 to 8, you will notice things changing, getting up from chairs easier, stairs feeling lighter, balance improving. These are not small things. These are the things that keep you living independently. I want to leave you with one thought. Every decade after 60, the gap between people who maintain their strength and people who don't becomes more visible and more consequential. The people who stay mobile, independent, and active into their 70s and 80s are not doing anything magical. They're just doing something consistently that walking alone doesn't cover. These 4 exercises take less time than a TV episode, 3 times a week. Your body at 60, 65, 70, it is still responding to the right stimulus. The research proves it. Start with 1 exercise this week, just 1, and build from there. If this was helpful, share it with someone over 60 who might need it. Most people don't know their routine has a gap this big. Subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos. We're covering the only 3 exercises you need if you have knee pain after 60. That one has helped a lot of people avoid unnecessary surgery. Drop a comment. Which of these 4 are you starting with? I read every one.